I'm sure we'll go into why exactly they're in this bracket throughout the match. But to start out, it's going to be Vidad from Fisher taking on Justin25 from Wichita.
Oh yeah, Wichita State University, one that I know a little bit too dang well. Of course, some of the players have been brought to my attention, but Fisher, you can't stop Fisher, it feels like. No matter who is stepping up here to the plate, you know they're going to be strong and already kicking things off well with an 83%er on this unfortunate Yoshi.
Vidad is someone that's been on the Fisher roster for at least a year and a half now, and they've always made their mark by being incredibly aggressive at the ledge. So you want to keep an eye on whenever Justin25 is at high percent so he can be knocked out of Yoshi's super armor and near the side of the stage, because that means Vidad is probably going for a kill. Unfortunately, that down throw up air with the super armor just isn't going to connect with that multi-hit.
And right now, it's all about that chase, but a little bit of fight back as Justin is hoping to get some action, but no. There's a quick burst down with the down air, and all of a sudden that Rob is looking at threatening once again, a 158 on that percentage, and possibly counting on the other side now as Fisher hasn't really been able to find a finish, and that's going to be the up air to take it. Justin with stock number 1.
Orbital, this matchup is a little bit more finicky than I thought for Vidad. A lot of Rob's confirms rely on that up air. It's a multi-hit move, and when Yoshi double jumps, he gets super armor. So Yoshi has a frame one way to get out of combos. An up throw at 170 is what Rob needed to kill Justin25. So if it's going to be that difficult every time, I think Justin25 has a serious shot at starting Wichita State out with an advantage.
Of course, it'll have to continue here as both have lost that stock, but as you mentioned, it's a possible little dangerous position. A little bit of chaos being mixed in here as Vidad. You're down about 40%, and it's only going to continue if you don't figure out exactly how Justin is playing here. Center controlled by this Yoshi, and you know Yoshis do love to get into the mix of their own, using their own gyro against this Rob, and all of a sudden Vidad is just like, hey, what else can I do? Laser out. Full charge, doesn't do any damage now. Gyro on the far end, though, and is collected by Vidad, but still no real damage come down.
Yeah, Vidad is just getting chips here or there, but a lot of the stuff that Vidad's doing isn't quite safe on shield. Justin's finding a way to tech chase, but misreads the roll, and because of that, Vidad is getting a second lease on life, using it to control this center stage, walling Justin out, catches out an aggressive option, and all of a sudden, this deficit that Justin worked so hard to build up is completely reversed. Vidad is off stage, though, and Justin's getting aggressive, going real deep for it, but eventually, it's just going to be a scramble at ledge that leads to a whole lot of nothing for both of them. A bury's probably not going to lead to a kill, especially as Justin gets the footstool, but a shield break, that'll certainly finish off the stock. Justin and Wichita in the lead.
Oh, that's huge right now for Wichita State varsity. This is very, very impressive what Justin is throwing down here. Keep in mind, Fisher came through in their semifinals in very comfortable fashion. They were able to really take things away pretty dang quickly. Now, granted, that was off of Tilde having a phenomenal opening game. So right now, it is going to be Wichita State kind of proving that, hey, Fisher can be beaten. They can be taken down. And in their history, Wichita State has been one to do so. But, of course, with this roster specifically, it might be a different story.
Yeah, I mean, Fisher, back when they used to fully and completely, like, have a Fisher A, Fisher B, Fisher Navy, Wichita State was one of the only teams ever to take a game off of one of those rosters. And I think Vidad might have actually been on that roster when it happened. So Wichita State, these players on it know they can beat Fisher, and Justin is playing really well around this opening pick. Rob is usually a really safe opening. But a nice little DBZ moment, both hit in the same direction, and Vidad gets the finisher in that aerial scramble.
I mean, the aerial scramble, though, isn't going to be enough because right now you have a 153% lead for Justin, and Justin needs one strong hit to go ahead and take it away. Justin needs one finisher. That's what you're going to be aiming for. Laser out to cover the low ground here as Vidad is maybe a little bit frustrated at the current situation. You didn't want to have an opener like this for Fisher themselves. This squad that has seemed insurmountable at points. A little bit of an egg out, though, and that is going to be Justin with the spike. Wichita State University to take the opening 4. We got to make it flashy. We got to make it look good. We have to prove that, you know, we are here in this LCQ to take everything and just go ahead and mark our spot there for May.
And you bring up a good point in that this is, we talked about it a little bit before, this is the LCQ. Fisher did give up their qualifying spot that they already won in CECC East. Which means if Wichita gets an upset here, which, as we're seeing, is not impossible, that's a grand finals without Fisher. That's unprecedented. Like, literally. The only time that happened was before Fisher State had a Smash roster.
That's true. It's just... These are little things that we gotta watch for, and hopefully get to see some more of. Right now, we are diving in here as we can already see DM taking massive control of this stage, already swapping out to the fire, trying to swing with that fire a little bit more in hand. And I mean, it's almost immediate, only 58 here, and that again, seeing that shake up all of a sudden. Justin getting a great angle, 75%, not really in kill threat range, but enough to do some damage.
Back throw will make Justin go high, but a juggle situation, there's no jump from Justin right now. Burning that jump early is a little bit scary to see when Pyra is on the ground. I talked about those 50-50s, but you're taking like 25% of your options away there, and now Justin is putting on pressure at the ledge, jumps right into an up smash though. Good call by DM with a lingering anti-air to take out Justin's aerial momentum.
I mean, we're dancing inside of that threshold, though. Like KiloMiles, we're in that threshold of 100 plus. We're in that threshold of anything can happen. And it is almost going to be the stock, but no, you're going to dance once again in that blast zone, in the edge of death. And all it can take is one more great smash down to the ground, almost juggled directly in. With a great ledge grab to go ahead and just trying to cover your options here. Justin going to go off stage now, try and chance their value, but your value is only going up now as you push them to 127. Justin, are you going to get the stock? I mean, listen, I know I'm a little bit biased. I got some love for the Wichita guys here, but I want to see this 127 be taken down to 0.
And you know Wichita wants to see it too, but with the Blazing Edge putting Justin off stage, it's not going to be that easy. Goes in, forward tilt, not going to cut it. No kill throw on Yoshi, so it's going to be another edge guard situation. DM playing conservatively here, but a Prominence Revolt from the ledge will take it home. Yeah, so this gives Kazuya a little home base to play around in the middle. I feel like DM definitely beats out in the aerial game, as you see right there, but this middle platform gives Campaign the opportunity to tech chase in the middle, which I think Kazuya gets a lot more of tech chases than DM does. But like I said, if DM plays perfectly, doesn't interact, then Campaign can't do anything. But once Campaign gets this grab, gets double electric, then it's going to be trouble. Even percent off of one mistake from DM.
That's one of the crazy things that we're watching here. Again, it's going to be a battle, as you call, the air versus the ground game, if you're chasing, if you're not. We saw a little bit of a roll out earlier by DM as well to kind of try and stall out that combo, and it was read quite well by Campaign just too. And now that's going to be a grab toss backwards. Not going to be the stock, though, as you can easily get back to stage. But covering the options here, floating back out, and it is going to be lifted back in 145 right now, and it's dangerous position as you go up and then immediate into the grab, and Campaign starts off with a rocking stock one.
Fantastic opener from Campaign right there, and they're looking to keep it going, but with that frame one combo break, Aegis is back out to play. DM playing around this platform, but landing on top of it is also scary. Campaign can jump right up with a burst option. A double down air, though, won't quite finish the stock, but Rage Drive is online. Campaign just throwing kill moves out there, knowing that it might just work, because that's the thing about Kazuya. If someone messes up and you throw a move where they're not expecting, it might just work. The stock might just be gone. But fortunately, DM's got some moves of their own, and down air off the top corner will finish off Campaign's first stock.
Of course, the problem is now you're met with a fresh stock Kazuya, and a fresh stock Kazuya is terrifying, as that was an electric to stock. Are you kidding me? Campaign ripping one away and setting us at a full stock difference. 0-0, but the positions could not be more different.
Ooh. DM, once again, playing careful. But that nice slide off right there from Campaign. One little detail that DM wasn't expecting, and that was an opening. Obviously, Campaign didn't get a huge combo off of that one, but it could have happened. DM playing very cautious, you can see, drifting back from these electrics. They know what the threat they're up against is. And even though they have the opportunity to hit and run, they run right into that collapse. And all of a sudden, it's DM putting on the pressure. Campaign is looking very lethal right now. What a fantastic counter pick from Wichita.
Right now, I think Wichita have gotten that number. That counter pick is working out in an immaculate stance here, and all you need is one strong hit. Campaign cannot fall into the guise of, I just want to look at Messi, and it's a huge lead there. No mess, no silliness, all work. Kazuya, Campaign with a 2-stock lead.
And here on this shifty stage, we're going to be seeing Leviathan play the distance game, I feel like. Kazuya does kill off the top a lot of the time. His up B is one of his main confirms out of Electric Wind God Fist. And so this does give Leviathan a kill option to kill off of the side with back air or forward smash. And it takes away one of the main kill confirms that they have. However, taking anyone to Town City is scary because there's no platforms. One Electric Wind God Fist is enough for a 0 to death because you really don't have defensive options. Leviathan, though, just like DM in the beginning of the last game, is playing the early portion of this stock perfectly.
Not only that, reading not once but twice in the getup, and I mean, that's a huge bonus now. You put this Kazuya into a 132 and then read it for almost a third time. You jump on the platform, grab, and that's going to be a turn and twist. Great start to Leviathan here. First time I think we're seeing a stock taken in a matchup for Fisher. Very, very nicely done in the opener.
Which I have to say, that sentence being said alone speaks to how tenuous this is as Campaign lays on the pressure. Electric Wind God Fist into a charged up smash, by the way, will be enough to take down Leviathan, but Leviathan is right off the Angel platform, throwing hands, throwing claws, and they are putting in percent. I mean, 68 already, and only a stray counter hit here or there from the Leviathan. It's a good scenario for you. This is exactly what I was talking about. Leviathan clearly has insane awareness of how to play around Kazuya's burst ranges, how to play around the out of shield options, and Campaign is struggling to find one of those little openings in the armor to get their massive punish game that we've seen before. There's no up B on stage. Nope. They can't even get back. And nope. Leviathan only dropping a single stock puts Fisher back on the map here. Sonic teaches a observational proficiency that a lot of players don't. Like, you're sitting there, you're watching your opponent, and you go accustomed to watching their every move, looking for just the tiniest opening, the tiniest bit of lag in their frame data that you can exploit. And I feel like if GamerDog is as calculated as you say, that experience definitely would make sense, as this pressure at ledge, I mean, maybe it doesn't look the most calculated, but, like, you know, there's a lot of ones and zeros going on in that robot.
Yeah, I've also been heavily corrected. Apparently GamerDog does have a Sonic and literally played it last set. So I'm just a straight up liar. He just never showed me the Sonic, and I feel absolutely cheated by that factor. Already the start here, though, leaning very heavily into Leviathan, who, remember, is playing with the stock down, but it seems that it's barely hampering them at all. They've taken into the air very, very quickly and felt very, very comfortable with the current position.
Yeah, they're playing careful under this platform, knowing that no aerials can fall through it. Have an anti-air on lock just in case, as Leviathan doing ring around of Rosie around the center platform, but will put GamerDog off stage. Now, GamerDog has a lot less to fear off stage than Leviathan does, but when you're coming down from the blast zone, that's where you do have to be scared. 145 on them. Shocked that forward tilt didn't just KO, if I'm being honest. But GamerDog mixing up the recovery, will get back on stage. But Leviathan's doing a great job at weaving in and out from these neutral airs. Really haven't been caught by a lot of those exhaust flames.
It might only continue here, as that is going to be a nice charge. Leviathan sniping a stock away, 93%. This is doable to take a stock lead in control. Look at this chase and angle. We mentioned the fact that Leviathan has basically played these matchups before very, very heavily and is already starting a strong 60, now juggling into 75.
Ooh, this is fantastic play from Leviathan if Fisher wants to take back this lead. Leviathan's not a player I've gotten to see on the Fisher roster all too often, but coming in, they're definitely making a case for them to be at CECC, for them to be one of these mainstays of the roster. Get a jab lock there. GamerDog will get a stock advantage off of it, but even so, Leviathan started with the stock down. And with a tech chase here at ledge, perhaps an edge guard at the very least, Leviathan is looking for another kill. They're looking for an even stock line. Ooh.
Listen, pulled out of nowhere. It still takes at least 2 or 3 minutes, I'm sure, for Sonic to actually get somewhere. So Sonic's diving right on in, and we are set on PS2. Gotta love it. Of course, some people hate it and all that fun stuff, but I'm sitting here already ready to get started. As you said, in neutral, it is going to be Sonic's all day long. But the question, of course, to me is, you know, how is GamerDog going to take that one stock? Is it going to be 1? Is it going to be 2? Or is it going to be 0? How many are you going to get?
It's always the question, as they put on a lot of pressure right here. GamerDog actually getting some decent percent. That percent is important because it means that if they interrupt, it has a chance to send off stage, which has a chance to further limit the options that Sonics has available to them. Meanwhile, GamerDog just pressuring with the Nair, just hitting Sonic straight out of the air. It's clear that Wichita was ready for this, and maybe Sonics wasn't quite ready for this. I mean, obviously, Sonics got pulled up out of nowhere. Fisher didn't expect they would need their full roster to take home this trophy, and Wichita, at the very least, has pushed Fisher into using their backup plan, into using their last resort. As here they come. Shockingly even percents going forward, but how do you seal out the stock?
I mean, that's the thing, right? At the end of the day, it's a game 1 pressure. That's the wild thing. This is game 1 of a best of 3, and you're having to draw this out now. It's a rough point to be in, so that's what we're going to be watching for. Right now, it is going to be a little bit of footstool action, a little bit of a jumper pad to be used once or twice, but 159 on the counter here for GamerDog. 103 now for Sonics. You're looking for that closer, and it is going to be the closing in the air. Well done by Sonics to take that stock.
Ooh, popping Sonics up, but no up air from them. If you're GamerDog, what you're looking for is a grab. You're looking for a down throw to bury into up air. The problem is, when is Sonics ever going to let you grab him? That just doesn't happen that often, Orbital. And so you're left looking for what? Stray back airs, straight up tilts into up airs. These are things that can happen, but Sonics just isn't letting them happen. And the more you fish for them, the more he grows accustomed to what you're doing. As of now, 145 on Sonics. Opportunity for GamerDog to take a stock, but it's looking less and less likely as Sonics pops them off the top.
Wow.
Such low percent, such high rage, and Sonics with an even 3 stocks to 3 stocks going into the last player on the side of Wichita State.
No. It's not an uphill. This is up cliff. And I think everyone in Wichita knows it. We don't see cliffs very often out here, but we know a cliff when we do see one. That's what we got right now. Right back to PS2, and it is Trajan, as you mentioned, rocking out here and immediately almost getting punched out of this. No way! No way! 12-second stock.
Yeah, it's an up cliff, and let's change that. It's free climbing. You're just free climbing right now. And the top's covered in fog. You don't know where it is. As Sonics just lays on the pressure at the ledge. Sonics might have gotten woken up to play in this match and is not looking too pleased about that. And unfortunately, it's Trajan who's taking the brunt of that, trying to cover their own landing with a bomb, but Sonics just uses a smoke screen to go right on through, trying to cover the avenue of approach, but the frame data just isn't there to wall out Sonic. Sonics doesn't have a reason to respect any of this, these hitboxes until Trajan actually shows any intention to convert off of them, and it's a 3-1 lead. It's less than a minute into the game, and it's not looking too pretty for the side of Wichita State.
Nope. Wichita State, I mean, all we got's wheat out here. We've never seen, you know, a rager quite like this one, and right now, Sonics is on the cusp of saying, yo, Fisher, let's get it together. Yeah, fought long and hard. Wichita State put up a fight.
Ooh.
It's not going to be too much too far. Sonic's rocking with 3 and still dancing on the edge like they're playing with only 1 stock here. GamerDog, no. This is Trajan stepping up here, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to do too much. 98% right now.
Yeah, now, just here in the last stock, it looks like Trajan has found their footing in the slightest amount. They're putting on some damage. They're blocking out avenues of approach, but it's not just too much. Sonic's just too aggressive off stage, too aggressive at ledge. But they don't have a jump. There's an opportunity
reset
here if I've ever seen one, and Trajan actually gets a stock. That's big.
That's a BM stock. Come on, we call it what it is. That's a BM stock.
It is, but they got the stock.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be the same opener as last time for Wichita, Justin 25, but a different player. It's gonna be DM on the Pikachu, a throwback DM's OG character for the first days of Smash Ultimate, and I, for one, am very excited to see them play the classics.
Oh yeah, and I feel like this is a much better matchup as well. If we talk about the early matchup between the Yoshi and the Rob, it felt a little bit disadvantageous, headed over to Vidad's way, but Pikachu can match pace, it can match the aerials, it can match a lot of that kind of forward momentum movement, as we're already seeing. You know, the damage doesn't always stack hard, like a Kazuya or anything like that, but a Pikachu can absolutely throw down some of these nasty combos. I mean, the OGs out there know that Pikachu is an absolute force if you sleep on it.
Yeah, for a long time, everyone said he was the best in the game, and they haven't nerfed him. Everyone else just got better. I don't think we're going to be seeing any of the meta-defying combos that we see from the likes of Shiny Mark and Esam with the up air loops connecting and whatnot. The problem is, even without those, Pikachu is just still a really good character. One of the best recoveries in the game, and that Thunder Jolt is the main thing. It just takes away your ability to exist on the ground. It converts into a lot, it converts into grabs, you can combo off of it, you can use it as a neutral tool. It basically turns you into 2 hitboxes at once on every single approach. And that's something that you can see GamerDog is initially, Justin is initially struggling with.
It's taking a little bit of time to get used to, and right now that is the main point that we're watching for, as this stock has been going on for quite some time. And yet again, though, it is going to be Justin with that opener being like, all right, let's go ahead and roll it. Let's get that stock number 1 done, and let's see how much damage we can do to the next 109. Pretty much as a comfort zone for Justin at this point.
Whew. Yeah, a nice little opener right there. GamerDog with that comeback, or oh my gosh, Justin 24 with that comeback as they're trying to look for these little openings. It's the forward tilt and the up tilt that are really GamerDog's. Oh my gosh, Justin's bread and butter. They consistently, Justin has found openings with those up air combos, and those always start with either a down throw, a forward tilt, or an up air. And I'm not seeing this little rat get grabbed very often.
The rat is so slippery for a reason. It's survived so long throughout. I mean, at this point, it's a life longer than Ash Ketchum himself. This is a wild character. But of course, Justin has put an end to a lot of that one. Tried to get another stock here, and again, around up stock, if you will. Wichita State, as we talked about, until Sonics came in, they were the ones that were able to get a stock lead. They were able to get a little bit of a punch forward in the stock department, and it looks like they're going to do it again as Justin takes a second at 151 of their own.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. We talked about Justin giving Wichita State the best possible opening you could want against Fisher.
Yep.
And they took that as an insult, apparently. 1 stock lead wasn't enough for them. Can they give them a 3 stock lead? I mean, it's technically possible right now. Not after that 4-day, but a 2 stock lead is definitely still very likely as DM stalls off stage, waiting out that Angel platform invulnerability. Pikachu, a character who literally never has to deal with it, as Justin looks for an opportunity to steal another one of those stocks, and an up tilt is exactly what you want to see. A platform tech chase, but a Nair will get DM out of it.
I mean, for DM, you're still kind of frustrated that you're down in stock position, so you're going to go ahead, maybe play with those Thunderdolts, play with those neutral bees, just spam it out as much as possible, try and get it set up. Nice shock there. Of course, Justin is making sure to kind of stay in the middle ground here, and I really, really like that. Now going off the platform, waiting for the BQ get up, goes with the grab, goes to the up air even. That's not going to work, and now you stall out once again. DM doesn't want it to end like this, doesn't want their last stock to fall off a cliff as so. They're going to dance to the best zone. Let's see if they can get that one more in their bank. I don't know if it's going to happen.
DM coming in clutch, but the Nair dragging down onto the platform as well. With all that electricity flying around, there's no escape. Justin is starting to have the percent racked up. Another offstage situation, and they don't use their double jump either. Good discipline on them as Justin looks for this back air, an up tilt, but catching them in the initial air dodge with the second one. 2 up airs, 1 to force an air dodge and 1 to finish the stock. Justin one-ups themselves with a 2 stock lead over Fisher going into this second crew battle. And Justin's got some pretty significant threats of their own, but if Leviathan never falls into it, then Justin might be in a bit of a pickle. His Final Destination is a great place. It's the great equalizer. No platforms. It exasperates the strengths of every single character, but some benefit a lot more from it than others. And we're probably going to see Leviathan try to exploit that by catching these landings, as you see here.
I wish I could play on this stage more. I always get caught off on the edge, and I'm a little Mac main, which says a lot about my gameplay, so you know how that goes. But as you said, it really is that great equalizer. It is that great opportunity where players get to say, okay, there is no platform for you to chase for. This is the OG of OG stages in terms of bring it on. Let's fight. Let's settle our beef. And I like that call. Right now, we can already see Leviathan stepping up to that plate. 93 versus 89, but being able to chase, and that is the stock percentage area. But a nice little boot, neutral air to go ahead and force this Wolf to chase out. But now a re-meet in the air leaves Leviathan in a much better spot and control of the ground.
Justin pops them up with the landing, and just like we saw in game 1, Leviathan with an incredibly strong start, just like DM had, and then it slipped away. And then all of a sudden, Justin is in the lead. And you're sitting there thinking, how did that happen? How does this dinosaur not die? They're supposed to be extinct! But, well, Justin pulling a little bit of a Jurassic Park moment, taking away that initial stock, making it even, drag down with the down air. Some insane pressure coming on from the purple dinosaur.
And right now, it's Justin taking 4 in a row, and they're real happy about this one. It's only going to continue, of course, as Leviathan is just like, dang, all right, I'm going to have some trouble.
Oh my gosh! I have never seen a Wolf's recovery so thoroughly exploited in a way that didn't take the stock. Eventually, a dash attack will finish them off, but still, Justin has already put a significant dent in the armor of Fisher. 4 stocks as the opener? Are you kidding me, Justin?
I think it's only going to continue. Right now, Justin is aiming for a 5th, really trying to put them in the hole. Gets a bounce, no stock finish because Wolf is heavy as heavy can be. But that's going to be the butt slam yet again. 150, a single hit could do it. You bounce them like a basketball, and you rock it out of this world.
Oh my gosh, okay. So, maybe, just maybe, Leviathan can claw their way back into this. Now, granted, even if they take 3 stocks, Fisher is still at a deficit, and Justin has still taken 5. But regardless, there is a chance here. Leviathan is playing this opener well, but that's how this first stock went too. Justin went up to 85%, and then Leviathan slipped up once, and Justin clawed their way back into it. But it's Leviathan who's clawing Justin off stage up into the blast zone, and they're just barely hanging on to dear life, barely able to land, but a down smash covers the landing, and all of a sudden, Leviathan, the percentage is stacking up on them.
We've seen things happen. We've seen magic happen, and Wichita State are hoping to make a miracle. That's going to be an up smash missed here. As again, the Wolf is hunting. The Wolf is just trying to aim for that sweet spot. The sweet spot is all Justin's. That's Justin. Takes 6 stocks straight from Fisher.
That doesn't happen against Fisher. I talked about how Fisher adapts, how Fisher is always ready to take the range, but Wichita is literally playing the best I've ever seen them play. And Fisher is not playing terribly, but with how well Justin is running through these stocks, 74% of Vedad already! Orbital, what is happening? Has the world turned topsy-turvy? Justin is, if they can pull this off, is the player to watch. Just period. Because they're putting on a show, and they're doing absolute numbers in amount of stocks taken.
This is everything that you wish to have in an opener. Like, everything that you wish to have in an opener of a match, this is what you want. The adaptability, the strength to kind of overcome, the ability to kind of survive in any situation in any character that's put against you. And right now it's looking much better. The eggs even stalling out some of these edge grabs, and you're already looking for it. You're already looking for that grab to down throw into the up air. You're at 100%, and it's only going to continue. But right now, Vedad getting close to that finish of your own. Tried to laser a little bit just to get a little extra in the bank, but a nice boot out as this is going to be Justin maybe trying to sack for the stock, and Vedad getting back once again. This is going to be on the absolute edge here. What a tag.
Oh my gosh, the up tilt doesn't convert. It should have been an up smash. Oh my gosh, and with the up tilt again, they can't convert. Yoshi just has too much aerial momentum, as this is the scramble if I've ever seen one. Both players back away, try to get back to this neutral, but neither can really confirm at this percent off of their projectiles, and so they're just playing this waiting game. Vedad popped up, barely avoids an up air. Justin on the verge of taking 7 stocks, and Vedad trying desperately to shut them down.
You can see the hunt for that confirmation. You might have gotten it. That's going to be smashed down. Oh, the pop out is good. Vedad has another chance. Vedad has a singular chance here. Once again, the up air is not going to confirm anything. The shell is too good. Down air from Justin is hanging on by a nice edge. The knife is razor sharp, as well as a single hit on either end can do it. Oh, Ricochet has the laser as it crashes over the upper platform. We're down to 188 and 155. Threats are around, and it's a stock for Justin. There is a finish line in sight for that stock.
Oh, and the down throw can't quite convert, not off of Rob, who has so much aerial potential, but they're still able to get back on stage. And now look at this in the scramble. It is going to be Vedad unable to finish off the stock, not after just how much damage can be done by them. And they're able to air dodge back to ledge, but that lingering side B will 2-frame, will finally put Justin's reign of terror to an end, but not before 7 stocks are taken from Fisher, from some of the best players in the college scene. I don't say this lightly, but I haven't seen Fisher on this much of a back foot since they lost to Winthrop in the finals. And this is... the only saving grace is that so far there has not been a single answer to Sonic, so even if there are 9 stocks on the board, it's still not guaranteed that Wichita State win. But this perhaps is the best possible lead that they could give themselves into Sonics, but that's only if Vedad doesn't go on a run of their own, which they have been known to do.
Of course, and not only that, you're going up against a player that quite literally got stomped out by Sonic before and maybe hunting for glory of their own. However, the Rob is doing some magic here as Vedad sends Trajan immediately into the gutter with a stock loss.
Oh my gosh, Vedad putting in some work, but now off stage, Trajan is putting on some serious pressure at the ledge. Boomerang coming back in, doesn't cover the neutral getup, but that back air will, and it's going to be Trajan taking a stock. Vedad, only 1 remaining.
Nice little tag on the ground, just trying to keep Trajan honest at this point and keep the spacing very well and near to their heart. Up airs just interrupted here. Again, by that bomb.
Oh my gosh.
Chase off stage, and they get it yet again.
They forced an air dodge.
Another by knocking him out. Oh my god.
Yeah, taking away all of Trajan's options off stage, and eventually Toon Link just can't do that much more to get back on, as Vedad is definitely showing signs of waking up, signs of being able to close this out. But even if they do, they're still in a not an amazing position, Orbital, as Trajan looking to give Wichita State an even better
Oh,
option.
nice.
Jab lock into the forward smash won't quite take the stock yet. Dropping bombs, trying to get a little bit of a tap onto Vedad on that recovery, but it's not going to happen quite yet, as Vedad does just retake stage. Oh!
Oh. It's not going to be the stock. It's not going to be the stock, of course. Bomb from on high, though, to cover the option yet again and forces Vedad out. The tags by the projectiles are doing great, but it's only a buffer zone right now.
Oh my
You're gonna
gosh.
try and chase and read, but the pile driver is gonna be turned around. So Vedad has the option. A very nice up air, finishes it off. That will be Trajan to narrowly keep their last stop.
3 stocks between Fisher College going to a third crew battle or Wichita State getting eliminated from the LCQ. Let's see if Sonics lives up to the reputation as he has again and again and again. When Fisher is in dire straits, Sonics answers the call. Eventually.
Eventually. I respect the fact that we do see, of course, Final Destination. I really, really hope this is a pick by, well, not Vidal, that's Sonics over there. I really, really do hope that we get the silliness of just some chaos on here on FD. I would love to see FD for all of the final plays as well, which would be hilarious in my own eyes. So either way, we'll see if Sonics can bring this out. As of course, they're rocking with this one stock. As long as they get one, they are very, very happy in this stance. They go ahead and knock out Trajan, and all of a sudden things look much, much more comfortable for them at the end of the day. And it looks like they're going to do just so, as that's a quick step off stage. Bomb reset here, but another little force out, and that's the back air. You knew the spacing perfectly.
I'm calling it now. Sonics will get a Gimp at like 40%. At least one of these stocks. And you just have to kind of hold that if you're Ness. You have to play around your ground game, play around preserving your resources if you're sent off stage. Oh, and the magnet, we didn't even talk about that little extender. So we'll see how Asael is able to use that, as they're already at a 50% deficit.
Yep, this is, as much as I've talked of Asael, as you said, it's a whole different story when coming up against Sonics. You're up against someone that has years and thousands of matches at this point, I'm sure, of comfortability in any such matchup. Now, of course, you'd always see some magic, always see some silliness, but some immediate electricity used yet again, trying to bolster your way. But Asael not finding the hits that you were hoping for. That percentage is only going to rack up ever further here on Hollow Bastion.
As Sonics stacks up a little more, not getting greedy, looking for the kill, never does. But with that back air, will send Asael off the side of the screen. A pretty dominant lead opening up, and catches them on the magnet. No double jump, I believe, and that means they can get a cheeky little 35%. Asael looking for some openings. The magnet is a good combo breaker, but they haven't been able to get any conversions. It's just stray hits so far, Orbital.
It's just a little comfortable spot, and I don't think that'll ever change. This is going to be a dance that you are not leading by any stretch for Asael. So right now, Sonics very, very happy about the current position, and they're going to try and push their way forward even further. Finding that spin, finding that ramp up, and just waiting for that tag to come through. And again, as we mentioned, the patience coming out of Sonics here is insurmountable. The dance around the stage until you find that perfect moment.
Alright, so Sonics technically at kill percent, especially when you get caught out without a jump like that, but air dodges right back to stage, spin dashes back on, tried to get that lingering hitbox, that yo-yo out there, but it just couldn't find the mark. As Sonics playing carefully around here. I guess the yo-yo just won't do as well at edgeguarding Sonics as it would against some other characters, simply because of the fact that, well, Sonics is actionable out of his recovery. He can drift back, he can back air, and still hit him. Still can clank with that yo-yo instead of just taking it like anyone else. But a stock will fall, just one, but this is what you need to start to be seeing from Wichita.
And it's that moment, right? The gods can bleed, and if Asael can take another, that puts Sonic into a one-stock deficit, and all of a sudden you're going up against Gamerdog. That might be the chance, that might be the opportunity here for the team to really set up. And of course for Asael, you're playing off of one. Let's see what you can do A little bit of fire to come out here. The PK fire not really landing once again. It's just an annoyance factor as your chase around the stage. Hollow Bastion, that center platform is working wonders now for Sonics. And Asael looking for a chance to kind of drop on down and finally finds it. But you are just chasing after a shadow of a Sonic.
Yeah, Sonics is not overcommitting at all, just looking for little pokes on the platform, but forward throw will put Sonics off stage. Asael getting out of the danger zone, but what part of the stage is out of the danger zone? The answer is absolutely none of them, and air dodging back in is especially not safe. Asael off the blast zone, only a stock off of Sonics, but that stock off of Sonics could be that little edge that GamerDog needs to take this home if Wichita ends up going with them. Hollow Bastion will be the name of the game once again. Sonics off of the Angel platform. This is what it all comes down to, folks.
It's that last moment. You're watching it kind of in front of your eyes here. As we said, trying to get that gyro spinning as soon as possible and really utilize, as we talked about, that range factor. You can see it here. Sonic's also fading out, maybe looking for that big opening opportunity, and you already find it. Great tag, 438. Immediately stopped out of their next roll. GamerDog is being very, very nice about staying far away for the time being, trying to figure out the pacing that they want to play as well.
GamerDog playing carefully. As of now, kind of a 2-for-1 stock trade deficit, and I kind of like them holding this gyro completely hostage. It takes away all of the poke. It gives Sonics all of the freedom on when and how to approach, and confirms off of the gyro. Oh my gosh, that's what you need to be seeing, folks. As with that confirm, it's an even stock count. Only a very slight lead remains from Wichita's insurmountable lead, proving why Sonics is the player that he is.
You're going up against that. You're going up almost against the power of friendship, and yet Sonics is like, I don't need that at all. I have the strength of my own. Straight up Vegeta moment in there. If Vegeta ever had a win, you'd sit there and you'd hear him just say, I am the king. And you gotta love it. You gotta love their strength in there. And I mean, GamerDog is looking to even a little bit lost. He's kind of throwing out some of those Hail Marys and up smashes, trying to find some damage and trying to find some extra, but it's not really gonna land. As again, Sonics at 117 is saying, I'm playing at I'm at 60. It's feeling great.
Ooh, jab to catch that neutral tech, and even off that recovery, there's still not a lot GamerDog can do. Goes very high, and then the air dodge down because you know about the threat that that up air poses. Fishing for a back air, but instead just takes the spring, always getting something. How did Sonics just gimp Rob? Sonics just kept Rob off stage for so long that GamerDog ran out of fuel. Something I don't think I've literally ever seen. And that back air will take him down. Sonics is on the last stock. 1-0 to death from GamerDog, and that's it. But the amount of pressure that Sonics is putting on is not going to make it easy. And now Sonics has the gyro too. One gyro into up or back air is the end of this game. As Sonics is looking for it now. Spin dash into gyro into back air is how they ended the first stock. Will it be the way the last stock ends? Not quite.
I mean, they're getting close. One more time and they could do it, but right now a chase out by GamerDog. GamerDog realizes that this is the last moment. It feels like they got to find a really good combo to break out and take down Sonics. They're picking it up very, very heavily, but Sonics is beating them at that exact pace and more. Looks like go ahead and keep yourself alive off that ledge, but you're free falling down. You get swept and you're very far away from the stage. That's boost number one. That's a flying forward air, and that'll be the end here as Sonics brings it back from a deficit and forces Fisher as the champions to the LCQ.